Hey everyone, Francesca here. Now, this week there's been a lot of talk in the SMITE community about professionalism. There's been multiple videos posted by community members, content creators, pros, and just random people talking about how to be more professional, how to reduce the level of toxicity and BM in the community, and how to just make the community better. And a lot of people have been talking about the desire to become better, more friendly players in order to help the game to grow. And this got me thinking about ways to combat toxicity, how to stop yourself from being a toxic player. Because people come to my stream and they say, oh, hey there, well, they call me Jaggerus. Hey there, Jaggerus, how do you not get so mad when things go wrong? How do you stay calm? And it's one of the things that often I get commended for. And I just wanted to give you guys some kind of ways to stop yourself from becoming that player who's swearing and abusing other people, basically, because that's not going to help a game that you enjoy to grow. And really, there's a stigma that MOBAs need to kick. MOBAs need to stop being regarded as the toxic video game, the toxic multiplayer game. So, some of these are more obvious, some of these less obvious. So we'll start with kind of some of the obvious ones while you're in-game. Whether it be SMITE, League, Dota, whatever, like multiplayer games. If you're in-game and someone is frustrating you, even if it's someone else being negative and you're about to say something back to them, first and foremost, just mute them. If you mute someone, they're no longer there giving you a reason to then say something back, trying to goad you into being negative. So first and foremost, mute them. Secondly, this one again, kind of obvious, take time out. Literally 3 minutes, 5 minutes, doesn't need to be that long. Get up, walk about, have a coffee, go outside, smoke a cigarette, whatever, but just take 5-ish minutes away from the game and allow it to clear your head. The other thing is, don't sit in the post-game afterwards. You know, maybe your support fed, maybe your jungler didn't gank and had all his buffs stolen and that's on him or her. But you don't need to say that to them. If you leave the post-game, you can't then be a toxic player in post-game because you can't go back to that chat. And that is, in some games, the one opportunity you have to talk cross-team, because in some games they don't allow cross-team chat, and that is your opportunity there. Just leave. Just step out of the situation. A lot of these are kind of about removing yourself from situations where you feel that you're going to be toxic, whether it's because someone has been toxic towards you or because you yourself are just a toxic player. Another good way to reduce toxicity is to say out loud what it is that you're wanting to say. So if you're about to tell someone that they're a stupid shit-eater and they should uninstall the game, say that out loud. You are a stupid shit-eater who should uninstall the game. Now, kind of think about the fact that you're saying this to another person. And I think by verbalizing things, it helps to ingrain it in your brain that you're actually talking to another person. They aren't just words on a screen that just go off into the ether. Like, they are to another person. Another thing that I found helps sometimes if I'm getting really frustrated, and also with stuff like YouTube comments, Reddit comments that really kind of grind my gears, I guess, is I type out a response because then it gets it off my chest, and then I delete that response. I don't send it. For example, I once saw a post that said that toxicity is indicative of a healthy MOBA and a strong community, and this is wrong to me for many, many, many reasons, which I then typed out and then deleted. And I know that maybe you want to say something, but sometimes I think it's better to bite your tongue and hold back. So these are some of the ways I find that I can stop myself from being a toxic player and getting stressed out. I mean, if you're not live streaming or recording or whatever, sure, you can shout at the computer, you can say it, you can get it all out loud and shout and get mad. But so long as you're not verbalizing that to another player, you're not having a bad time. Also, some games have like an inbuilt communication system. For example, SMITE has one called the VGS, and people often use the inbuilt communication system sarcastically in order to kind of put people down. For example, telling them that they rock when they died, for example. A good way to kind of combat yourself, if you tend to do kind of sarcastic VGS, is instead focus on using communication in-game to further your team. So instead of channeling your frustrations into bad communication, think, oh, maybe how could I communicate better? How could I give my team more information so that maybe they don't get ganked or they don't mess up? And I think trying to channel that negative energy into something more positive is a good way to be more of a professional player and to help a community that you enjoy grow. For example, whether it's League, Dota, SMITE, Heroes, whatever, these games grow better when their community is friendly and helpful. And it also stops players making mistakes. So just to run through them very quickly, muting is your friend. Don't hang around in post-game. Type it out and then delete it. Speak it out, so say it and then kind of think about what you're saying. And last but not least, maybe take a break. Beyond that, guys, it's just a game. Like, I understand that maybe you were going to get your promo, or, you know, you're having a tough day anyway and you have lots of homework, you got detention or whatever, or, I don't know, your job's kicking your butt. But it's still just a game, and these are real people, and would you say these kind of things to people in person? Like, how does the anonymity of the internet make it okay? It doesn't really. So how are you justifying this to yourself? But those are some of my tips for just being a bit less toxic in games. Just kind of step back from the situation and you should be fine. Do you guys have any ideas about how to be less toxic? How to stop yourself, you know, angrily typing away and smashing your hands on the keyboard because someone said that you fed when you went 0-6 or whatever. Let me know in the comments below if you like this video and you don't think that toxicity in games is a good thing. If you guys hit that thumbs up button, it's another way to support the channel. We have a Facebook for all your Facebook needs, facebook.com/thekilobits. And if you're into Twitter, you can find the Kilobits on Twitter, twitter.com/thekilobits. And as I've mentioned in my live stream, if you want to catch me non-raging and playing MOBAs, that's twitch.tv/Jaggerus. Those are just a few kind of helpful tips, and I think they apply to most multiplayer gaming because, you know, when I was a kid, I was a sore loser at board games, but now, yeah, you win some, you lose some. So long as you're having fun, really, that's kind of what it's about. And even if it's a competitive game and you're trying to be #1, like, you being negative to other people isn't going to help your team do any better. Really, you're kind of just compromising yourself and shooting yourself in the foot. And that's kind of what I have to say on the matter, guys. I'll see you all next week with another video. Bye, heart.